Yeah, and look what running did to me. No, I just had a hip replacement done about five weeks ago. And then I was stupid enough to do some things and went out, and 3 days later had to have it redone. So it's all my own fault. And then they found a stress fracture in my femur too. So bear with me. Some of the great stuff that was up there tonight about me, I'm probably going to repeat, but I'm going to read this as is anyways. So I absolutely would not be up here tonight receiving this amazing honor had I not met my future wife, Lynn, at Vincent Massey Collegiate here in Winnipeg in the mid-1970s. By the way, our two sons, Nick and Bryce, who I'm so very proud of, are here tonight, and both of them, I can say, are graduates of the same high school as my wife and I. And everything they said in the video was true about my athletic ability. Except when I met Lynn in grade 10, grade 11, her and her parents did some running, and I thought, well, I better try it. I thought everyone else, I was terrible in every other sport I ever tried, and I think every yearbook on me always read my least favorite subject in school was phys ed. So it was my least favorite subject. In 1979, the inaugural Manitoba Marathon was to take place, and Lynn's dad decided he was going to run 6 or 8 miles of the 26-mile event, because back then you had no other choice. You either ran the full marathon, or at the time they had things called Exit with Dignity. So you could actually, every 2 miles, starting I think about mile 6 or mile 8, you could just exit, you got a certificate. And so he was smart enough. He did exactly what he was told, what he said he was going to do. Chris, who had never run more than 6 miles before in his life, got to 8 miles and felt pretty good. Felt pretty good, 20-year-old Chris. And so I kept on in my, people might even remember this shoe. It was called the Adidas Tobago court shoe. And that's what I ran the marathon in. I did finish it that day, but it really wasn't that dignant. It took me a few days to really get over the pain of that experience, but for some reason, I got the running bug. And then at the same time, it was really, when you think about it, this was late 70s, getting into early 80s. Terry Fox, everyone's hero, was just coming onto the picture. And I also read something too that stuck with me, and this goes back to my lack of prowess in sports. Running, I read somewhere a quote, running has no skills. You just put one foot in front of the other and repeat. So Chris decided he was going to do that. So once I got over that initial pain, I thought, well, I might as well continue. So I fell in love with the sport. So I continued on. I ran more and more miles. I ran more and more marathons, but I had no intention of ever being competitive. That's for sure. Let alone winning races, which I happened to do mostly in the 1990s. Actually, winning 2 of my marathons. I think they were both in Edmonton. After I turned 40 years old. Well, I'm not going to go into it tonight because it was mentioned in the video. I actually started losing my vision in one eye in 2000 and the other eye in 2003. So I actually became legally blind, and it really altered my training greatly. And the days of 2 hour and 20 minute marathons and winning marathons were definitely over. I did run one 3-hour marathon in 2004, legally blind, and continued doing what my passion was, helping others achieve their goals and dreams of completing a marathon or various other distances. I came up with a motto, definitely wasn't mine, but a motto of mine was, dream it, believe it, achieve it, because anything is possible. While I'm being inducted here tonight as an athlete, what I'm really proud of is what Lynn and I have done building the sport of running and physical fitness in Manitoba. Here's the Cole's notes of the version of what happened. Lynn, 2-year-old Nick, and I moved to Ontario after I was runner-up in the 1992 Manitoba Marathon, as I was going to go back to school, another one of those midlife crises. You have to realize this was 1992. In early 1993, by fluke, I bumped into John Stanton in London, Ontario. I knew of him from running with him on Sunday mornings in Edmonton in the mid-1980s, where Lynn and I lived in Alberta for work, as we both graduated from agriculture from the University of Manitoba. I had no idea John was the president and founder of the fledgling business, the Running Room. Within 5 hours on that day of that fluke meeting in London, Lynn and I had bought a Running Room franchise. And in May of that year, we had opened Winnipeg's first running room on Portage Avenue. That is what I am most proud of. We brought more and more people into running and physical fitness, as I mentioned, through all our clinics, coaching, run club, exciting new events, and much more. After leaving the running room, I worked for the Arthritis Society, again, doing what I loved. I recruited people to raise funds for the Arthritis Society, trained all of these people to run or walk in events all over the world, and it was mentioned some of the ones we had been to, and there were many others. These people raised millions of dollars for arthritis research, achieved their own personal goals, and did it in honor of someone who couldn't do it because of this debilitating disease called arthritis. It was a win-win-win situation. In closing, watching people I may have helped cross the finish line was far more gratifying than any marathon I won over the years. Congratulations to all the inductees, and thank you to all of you for coming out on this occasion of a lifetime. Thank you.